We don't know the hour or the day. Time is such a gift, try and control your destiny. We don't know the hour or the day. Unity is strength, let's stand as one without delay. Cause no bad vibe me a chant. Me no want no bad vibe me a chant. I just peace the times all around, yeah. No bad vibe me a chant. No bad vibe me a chant. Say me no want no bad vibe me a chant. I just peace good time all around, yeah. No bad vibe me a chant.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Death Taught Us How to Live. I'm your host, AVM Superhero, and I thank each and every one of you for coming out and participating in our show. If you don't know anything about Death Taught Us How to Live, it's just a show that have survivors of near-death experiences to come on to express what they have gone through and how they are changed their life for the better, and not letting whatever uh, ailments that bother them keep them down, understanding that life still goes on and trying to motivate other people to move on as well. So this episode is no difference. I have Zavia. Her story is so amazing, and hopefully she could give you inspiration to move forward in your life and to be a better person after a near-death experience. So let's bring Zabdi onto our show and see what she has to say. I know she's waiting for us to bring her on, so I'm gonna bring her on right now. Zavdi, how you doing, sister?
Good. How are you doing?
I am well. I thank you so much for coming on to the show. I've been seeing you so much on social media, and I just was amazed at what type of person you are. So I would like for you to explain to the audience who you are, what happened to you on that unfaithful day, and why you taught us how to live.
Okay. So I used to be a hairstylist. Let's just go back all the way back. And I used to love doing hair. Now my right side is affected, so I can't do hair. During my pregnancy, I didn't have any issues. Everything was normal. And then right after having my son, I had a really bad headache. But the thing is that everyone told me that sometimes when you have an epidural, you might have a headache. And so I just thought, okay, that's normal, I guess. But that headache was about 7 days, and I could not get rid of that headache. And so on that seventh day, uh, my husband was trying to give me my phone, and my hand started to like turn into itself. And my husband's like, "What are you doing?" And I had no idea. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't even see it because he kept on asking me, "Don't you see that?" And I'm like, "No, I don't understand." Anyways, I ended up going to the hospital. The doctors or whoever was there, they thought that it was just anxiety, and that there was no way that I could have a stroke or anything like that because I was young and I had just had a baby. So sometimes that's very like, I don't know, overwhelming. And what else? I think that's it. Like they were like, no, you're too young. There's no way. And it ended up having 3 clots in my brain. Now, during that time, though, I didn't know that they were giving me a clot buster. And so they gave me that medication. And instead of releasing the clot, it actually burst my vein. And so at that time, I didn't know. I'm dying. And they had to rush me to a different hospital because now instead of just having a ischemic stroke, it turned into a hemorrhagic stroke. So they had to remove a chunk of my skull and pray that I would be healthy enough to be alive, I guess. And that's my story.
All right, you gave me a lot, and I think a lot of people out there is probably looking at this and like, wow, that's a lot to go through. Like you said,
I
you were
know.
very young, but you're still here. So,
Right.
first of all, I want to let everybody know if you are on YouTube or Facebook, the messages that you put onto the screen will actually be shown on the screen. But if you're doing it from Twitch or Instagram or on TikTok, I'm looking at it on a different screen. So if you don't see me comment to you completely, don't think that I'm ignoring you. I'm looking at it. I'll just verbalize it on this screen and it will show up for us. Okay, guys? So please put your comments and messages in there. So your doctor told you that
Yes.
this might be just anxiety and they just brushed it off until things got completely bad. Now,
Yes.
how did this actually make you? How did it make your husband feel that this was going on with you and you're a new mother and all this stuff is happening and they don't know how to take care of you? Like, do you still trust the doctors or is
Of
there like some kind of
course.
reciprocity that you actually have from this?
No, I trust my doctors completely. I feel very fortunate that I'm actually here. No one would have known. There's no way. There's no one that would have understand what was actually happening. Maybe it's because again, I was a new mom. I had no idea what I was actually doing. New mom. Um, I had no idea, and so once I got with those doctors, yes, I don't understand why they really think about it. But my other doctors, my neurologist, my surgeon, my uh, PT, everything, everyone else after my stroke, I'm very, very grateful.
Okay. That sound means that we have a message, so I want to read that message out to everybody. This one is coming from TikTok land, so let me just read what we have on TikTok, and then we'll go back to our questions. And this one is from David on TikTok. He wanted to know if you was did you take blood thinners now and also before?
Oh, never before. I took blood thinners because I had a. They were still trying to figure out if I still had. There was three clots, so one burst, but I still had two. And so they were working with that just to like get that moving. But then after that, I had no issues. Um, yeah.
Okay, hopefully that answered your question, David. Um, like she said, this is something that she didn't know she to have, and then obviously she ended up having it. And then you said you had to get part of your skull removed. You had to have what's that? Is that a craniotomy or craniectomy? What's that?
Craniotomy.
It's
Yeah.
craniotomy. Okay,
Right.
so you had a craniotomy, and you had to go through all of this. What you was probably in your 20s.
No, I was 32.
Wow, you look
I
like
was,
you're 18. Stop it.
I'm 39. No, I was, like I said, because I was a new mom, I have no idea what the heck was happening. I was like, all right, let's see what's going to happen. But most of the, I mean, I was 32. I was still new at this whole thing. There was going to be my first baby. I had no idea. I had no idea what was going to happen.
See, this is why I'm very intrigued by your story
Hmm.
because even when I'm talking to you now, you're very your energy is up there. Like you take everything, I guess, with a grain of salt and you keep on moving. So I'm trying
Yes.
to figure out. I'm trying to figure out, and I think the audience is thinking this too. How did you do it? Like you're a new mother, you're married, and you have a stroke, and you had a craniotomy. So a lot of things was happening to you in your life. How did you put the pieces back together?
Okay, so this is funny. I was just talking to my mother-in-law, and my husband was telling me, he's like, I don't ever want you to have some sort of like surgery. I'm really scared. And I was like, what? And then she was talking to me, and she's like, it's because it's true. A lot of people don't get out of their anesthesia, and so that's it. They die. And I'm like, I had no idea. I think I was so delusional that everything was going to be fine. And I think that's what got me through a lot, because everything was going to be fine. And that was my whole thought process. And I can say this though. Um, when I had my stroke and everything's happening, blah blah blah, and I'm in the bed and I'm finally waking up, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, I'm glad you're still here." I had some sort of like conversation with someone not of this world, and they said, "You're gonna be fine." And then I talked to I was like, "Where? What? I don't understand what you mean or what that means." And then it was a constant like, "You're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine." So everything that I've gone through in my mind, I'm like, it's hard, but it's gonna be okay because someone said you're gonna be fine, and I took it to heart.
So it's more of a mental state. A lot of survivors don't understand that part. They just think, okay, I need to do the physical therapy, I need to do occupational therapy, but a lot of our recovery is based off of mental and our
Right,
perspectives.
right.
So what do you say to people that think that their life is over, but they're still breathing, they're still alive, they still have family, they still have things going on around them? What do you
Yeah.
tell people like that?
So for me, a lot of conversations that I have with people is they'll tell me it's all hold on, it's been a whole year and nothing has happened. And in my mind, I always think it's only been a whole year, and that's amazing because all the things that you've gone through. Yes, you think that you haven't done anything, but if you're actually looking month to month to what your body's doing, because your body's doing so much and you don't even know. Your brain is trying, it's working so hard and you don't even know, and yet you're still looking at it's not good enough.
So by you saying that, that brings up another interesting thing. I know nobody. I can't say nobody, but I started writing down what was going on with me, checking out my progress. So from week to week, I'll say, okay, yeah, this is great. I didn't even remember, especially as stroke survivors. Your brain is going all over the place. You don't remember what you have done. So
Right.
I would go back and look at things I did 2, 3 months ago, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that I came.
Exactly. And that is amazing. And that's what I'm saying is that you think, like, I've had conversations with people where they're like, it's been 6 months and nothing has happened. And I'm like, you're able to talk. It's been 6 months and look what you've been doing. I in 6 months, it was so hard for me. Yet people are looking at me because it's already been 7 years and because I look normal. They don't see the work that I've gone through or all the shit that I've gone through, and it's okay. But I'm very excited because I see it every month. I see I mean, it's just a little tiny thing, but I see it, and I'm very, very grateful for this body because it's done so much, and it's still going, and I'm still progressing progress. And I'm very excited. This life is really interesting because my life before was just whatever, and now I look at everything just a little bit different, and I'm like, damn it, that's so exciting. Like when I see other people that are showing me their progress, I'm like, damn, dude, can you imagine in 1 year how much you're gonna be changing and how much like I'm excited to see you in a year. Like, show me that.
Can we take that energy you got and bottle it up and sell it? Because a lot of people need that energy, and they need that thought process. I'm really proud of you that you actually come to that revelation in your life. Um, I do the same thing, but I have a question for you now that making me really, really want to pay attention to your response. Is how do you let other people know that you think differently? And even though they think that you're fine and everything's okay, you're struggling each and every moment, but you don't dwell on that. How do you let people that haven't gone through something like this understand that
Understand?
particular point?
I do. I mean, honestly, it's there's not their it's not their response. Hold on. This is not their responsibility to make me worse. that is actually nothing that I want. I just want you to understand, like, yeah, it is a little hard. And that's it. You don't have to show me anything. It's up to me how I take things. It's up to me how strong I am. It's up to me how grateful I am, because who cares whatever anyone else thinks? Who cares?
Man, that's
It,
beautiful. That's powerful stuff. I love it, sister. I love it.
but it's okay. They don't have to understand my struggles, because guess what? We all have our journeys. We all have our struggles, and we made ourselves that that uh that hold on that
Take your time. Take your time.
that uh god dang it, I can't say it now. Move on. But
Okay.
it just feels like no one's gonna take care of me, or they don't have to emotionally take care of me. I'm taking care of myself, and that's okay. I have my people around me, and that's okay. That's all I need. Thank you for even like asking if I'm doing okay. Cool. I'm not expecting anything from anyone.
I love that mentality you have. I think that's what most stroke survivors should have, is that I am not a victim, and do not look at me that way. Like, I can help myself. I do. If I need help,
Oh
I will
yeah.
do, and don't look at me as a problem. But before
No.
you go back with that thought, before we go back, my producer is looking at me right now with evil eyes, saying that we have comments on here, so we have to bring the comments onto the screen. So, my producer, please, can you bring up a comment on the screen so we can have it read out? Here's our first comment from Donna. Do you know what caused the blood clots, and was it a C-section?
We do not know. It's actually no one knows. It was just a fluke. And no, I didn't have a C-section. That was a lot of questions where people were asking me. They're like, well, maybe it's because, and I never had blood pressure issues. I never had anything. Literally, it was a fluke. And I'm gonna put this in prescription purpose. Okay, cool. Um, Everything that I've gone through, I'm so grateful, because guess what? I became stronger. I became more emotionally understanding of who I really am. It took me a really long time to find out who I am, because guess what? The life before, I was more focused on people liking me, or whatever, like just liking me. And I was like, what the hell? And it took me a really long time to finally get rid of everything else and finding who I really was, or who I really am. And I'm still working on it, and I'm very excited.
Zavdi, we have so many comments coming in all over the place, so let me
Go
get
ahead,
to.
go ahead.
But I want to reiterate what you're actually talking about. I love the thought process of you, like, everything's been stripped from you, and now you're like, I have a whole different perspective of life. I love myself. What I was before, I thought I was that person, but now I am here. I have arrived. So I get you on that. I get you on that. So let's read some of these more comments that we have. I got some here from YouTube. I got some more from TikTok. So bear with us as we go through them. So let's bring up our YouTube ones and let's see what we have from them. This one is from
Hello.
Colleen. Hello to you, both of you. Hello, how you doing? Is there any more? And we have another. I got to put my glasses on. Look at this. So you
Were
guys
you?
got me reading tonight.
I
I got
was
my glasses on.
32.
This is another
I
one
was
for Colleen.
32.
How old were you when you had the stroke?
Yeah, I was 32 when I had my stroke.
Okay. All right. So now, do we have any more? We still got more from the YouTube land. So let's go with YouTube, and then we're gonna go to TikTok. What's the next one we have?
New
This is
prescription.
Donna. Um, you look and sound very normal. How are you feeling now?
Um, I'm very grateful. I'm very like I give myself a lot of grace, because I've had a lot of like hard parts of my stroke recovery, but I'm giving myself a lot of um, grace. And I do have aphasia. Obviously, you can hear it sometimes, and I do have other issues, but for the most part, I do look normal, and I'm not expecting anyone to know anything about what what my body's feeling or what my brain is doing. So
I get it. Do we have any more? Here we go. Colleen has another question. It has been 9 months ago for me. I had two strokes and what's that? A carbon monoxide
imagine,
poisoning, and I'm still here. Thankful for still going.
girl. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Isn't
Holy
it?
moly.
Isn't it?
Dang.
I'm
See
glad you're
that?
still here too.
I know, right? Me too.
Any more questions?
That's
Any more
nothing for
questions or
me.
comments? Our producers is throwing them at
Go,
us.
go, go.
Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Aphasia Phil, what's going on, Aphasia Phil? Now you have a new perspective on life. Keep it going. Absolutely, and it's amazing. Like every time I have these interviews and I talk
Yeah.
to stroke survivor or near death people, and they like, I see life different. I see life differently, and they always say to me like, and I don't know if you feel this way too, but they always say to me like, the stroke was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I'm like,
Dude, me too. Me too. It was the best thing
see,
ever.
and people misconstrue that because they think that we're saying go get a stroke. No, we're not saying that. Stroke sucks, but the way that you think afterwards, your perspective of life is completely different. Like you notice things that you never noticed before. You take
Yeah.
your time at things, and the
Yeah.
things that you thought was important, it's not important anymore.
No, yeah, it's very different. And I think for me, it's because I have a child now, and I had wanted a child for so long that I made myself like, I feel like if I would have died, I would have felt so like I wanted this so hard. Like I pushed so hard to come back, to come back and be like, no, 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 no. This is what I wanted for so long. Don't take it away. I'm still I still want to learn so much for my son, or I want to see him grow up. Like that was one of my biggest thing. I was like, if I have a child, I want to see him grow up, and I want to see him like understand the world and see it through his eyes and all that stuff. Like there was no way that I was just gonna die.
I was the same way. My daughter's always correcting me. They was 12 and 11. She's gonna tell me she's 13.
Oh.
But I was so motivated to stand up at their graduation, to drive them to their prom. Like I wanted to be there for
Yes.
each and every day.
Yes.
I worked hard at it. So when their graduation came around, I didn't sit down. I worked so hard that I could stand up the whole ceremony. I wanted
Oh,
to see my daughters cross that stage.
hell yeah.
And that was a major accomplishment for me. We still got some more comments. I'm sorry I keep on cutting you off, but we got some from TikTok land. So I'm not forgetting you guys on TikTok. Peter is saying doctors and therapists will tell you 6 to 1 year. They really don't know anything. I'm adding that part. They really don't know anything. Keep on moving, keep on progressing. And you never know. It could be 5, 10 years from now, and you can learn something like, wow, I didn't do this before.
Well,
Now
yeah,
you keep
yeah,
on learning.
sure.
I have another one, and David is saying the left side has bronchus areas and weakness areas that are responsible for speech. So there's
Oh,
something he's talking about
mhm,
with speech, I guess, when he was
right,
talking about aphasia.
right. Everything happened on my left side, or my left brain.
And then OT Dr. Phil saying 6 months to a year plateau is a joke.
Ugh, I know.
Another one from Peter. He said, "Yes, Dr. Phil, you have proved it time after time." So I guess Dr. Phil, someone out there that's really doing major stuff with his recovery. So, OT Dr. Phil, keep on going, brother.
I know.
Uh,
I see.
oh, you know him as well?
No, no. I'm saying like I need to see.
Cool. I got this one from Will Davenport. Thank you for sharing your story and being so real. David is also saying that he has aphasia too, and I think a lot of people don't even know what aphasia is. Can you
Oh,
break that down so we can have a understanding what aphasia is?
so for me, obviously, it's the language, right? But for me, a lot of it is numbers and letters. And so if I'm trying to explain, like, I don't know, my credit card, like, hey, give me your, I'm gonna be in such a like, and I know what I'm gonna say, but it just doesn't come out. And that's the same thing with just the speech. I know what I'm gonna say, it just doesn't want to come out. Like I said, for me, it's more the numbers or just the letters. Like if you're telling me like WH, whoa, don't, it's not gonna work. Mm-mm. But that's for me aphasia, and I know there's way different. Like there's three different types of aphasia. For me, it's just that one that I can for the most part I can speak, but I'll have those moments where it's just like and it doesn't want to come out. And so sometimes I just stop and then I'll find like rearrange retract like I'll try again, but in a different way.
Okie dokie. Okay, dokie. I can understand that. So basically, it's an issue with your speech. It could be with numbers and things like that. It doesn't mean that your intelligence is gone. It just means you have trouble finding a way to
Trouble.
put it out into
Yeah.
the air. Correct.
Yep.
All right. We got some more questions out there from YouTube land, so let's get to them. Producer, please. Donna's coming back again, and I got to put the glasses back on. You guys putting a lot of words on there, so let me make sure I can read it. I'm saying my age here. Looking
I know,
great.
right? I was about to say it.
Looking great. I love your spirit. Very encouraging and inspiring. You have a fighting spirit. May God continue to lift you up. Keep pushing, girl.
Thank you.
Obviously, she's talking to you because she said girl. She wasn't talking to me.
Girl, I know, right?
Here's aphasia Phil. It gives you a purpose.
Oh, for sure. My child gives me a lot of purpose and a lot of like that strength that I didn't even know I had. So yes, that's
So let's talk. Oh, I'm sorry, we got some more. Colleen is coming on and saying you're amazing. I love your positivity and your heart. And Colleen has another one saying, "What deficits do you have, if any?" I believe she's
oh,
asking you.
woo-hoo. So I can't really move my hand. Yes, I can do this and I can bring my hand up and blah blah blah. But the fingers, it's still an issue. There's a lot of like I said, the speech. There's certain things that like when I'm talking or when people are talking to me, that the understanding them is an issue. That's aphasia as well. Um, it's a lot of more like mental stuff than the physical. But again, no one really knows, and I really don't have to tell anyone. But these are just my only issues that I've gone through.
I get that. I think we have one more question. And thank you for being transparent. Like I heard you say that two times. Like you really don't have to tell nobody, but you're still being able to tell people, obviously because you want people to grow. And I love that about you,
Yeah.
sister. There's another one from Colleen, and she said, "You give me a sense of strong hope. My recovery is still happening."
Hell yeah. My recovery is still gonna go. I feel like recovery is never gonna end. I feel like we're gonna be on a constant like you gotta keep on moving anyways. Like we are human beings and we're here to grow. Like why are you gonna stop, or why did you want to stay like that old person that you were? We need to move. We need to be a better person, a better you, I guess.
I don't know about you, but for me, I have deficits. I still have deficits to this day, but I have realized that once I stop worrying about my physical deficits and start concentrating on my mental and my spiritual body, everything else just seems secondary and just fell into
Yeah.
place. Is that the same thing that happened with you?
Right. So most of the time that I talk to people, it's you need to know that your physical, your mental, and your spiritual is going to be changed somehow or some way, and you need to know how to react to it, because some people just, it's too heavy on them, it's too hard, the reality is too much. And so to have a strong faith, to have a strong body, to have a strong mental state, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
It absolutely is. And I thought I was a true person before. Then I realized that I did a lot of things that was kind of shady, and I
Right.
learned that. And I learned that I have to be more truthful with myself and truthful with other people because I don't want to waste people's time because I see
Right.
how precious life is. It's like we see things in a different aspect altogether, and I'm glad that you're bringing this out in this interview because we want other people to understand that they could be there as well and don't have to go through a near death experience to experience this.
Right.
Let
I've
me,
had,
let me go ahead.
yes, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I've had a couple conversations, not with stroke survivors, but just my story itself, and I'll try to explain to them, like, especially that way, where I was saying, like, someone was like, it's been a whole year and I still haven't, and I said, but it's been a whole year and you can't even tell like how much you've grown. A whole year is a lot, even though you think that you only were able to move your foot. That's a lot. And so I was talking to someone about that, and they're like, the fact is that you're talking about your story over here, but all that you're saying is actually hitting me in a different way, and I am understanding more, um, just the way that you're talking. And I'm like, I mean, that's great. It hits different to each person. So I'm happy that I'm just like, saying my truth, I guess.
Zabby, I got a question for you. Did you notice when you was going through your recovery, especially in the early stages, the first year, that you could see the shifts? And this is what I mean. And please tell me I'm completely off or right on. Um, every 3 months, I would come to a conclusion to myself. I'm like, I am finally healed. Then 3 months later, like I wasn't there at all.
Okay.
I had more growing to do. Did you actually go through that?
I had a lot of moments where I could start feeling stuff in my body, and I'm like, oh, I can feel my toes. Oh, that's interesting. Or I can feel the side of my calf, or I could certain little things. But I knew that this was going to take a really long time, and I never got, like, how people, they're like, in 1 year, that's it. That's all you can really accomplish. And my mind, or my understanding, is that uh, this is going to be a progress. And like I said, I'm excited to see what's the next whatever. And so, and I gave myself a lot of space to just be like, I'm not going to judge my body, because it's still working on it. And I understood that from the very get go, that I was moving very slowly, and I just had to accept and ad- adjust. There was a lot of adjusting, but I never felt like, okay, I'm good.
Oh, okay, cool. Um, I'm very curious because you say you talk to a lot of people. A lot of people get inspired by you, and they love to hear your story and your transparency. What do you do, or what can you say to people that's out there that's in their first year, first 3 months, just getting out of the hospital? What can you tell them that they might not know now that you wish that you knew when you first got out of the hospital that you want to give to them now because you understand it a little bit better? Can you give us a little advice?
Yes. So one thing for me is, don't let anyone else help you. Do it on your own. Yes, it's really hard, but the most fulfilling thing is you accomplish things on your own, and how proud you're going to be of your own body, mind, whatever. um because that was a hard part for other, like for my family, to they wanted to just help. Oh no, no, I'll just do it. Oh no, 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 let me. And I was like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I think I can do this. If I need you, then I'll ask, but please just leave me alone and try to understand that this is going to be my, like, this is my work. Like, let me work. Let me work at it. That was one thing that I really learned how to understand that. And your family, for me, I have a big old Mexican family, so it's a lot of people. And so a lot of them wanted to help. It was just a lot of family. And then the other thing is that keep your circle small. Understand that your brain is still working on a lot of little things. And so for me, the amount of people that I could speak to was very minimal, because I didn't want to overload my brain. Um, so I had to learn how to just keep distance from others. One, the other one is that I did want other people at the same time, but I wanted stroke survivors because I wanted to somehow connect with others. Because I was new at this whole stroke thing, and I wanted to see others. I guess their lives, or the things that they were accomplishing. One more time. Accomplishing. There you go. Um, and that was just something that I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can see how they're doing it. I'm not expecting my body to doing what they're doing, because it's so easy to feel dis this discouraged that I can't do what they're doing. And it's true, even to this point, like, as optimistic as I am, as whatever, I do see others and I'm like, damn, they're doing so good. I wish I could. Oh, I wish I could be like that. Um, but that's not my journey, and that's okay. My journey is a whole different thing. Um, but for me, like, one, I've seen a couple of ladies that they wrote books. I can't even get like a whole sentence out because my brain is just, that's not the way that I can understand language. But we all want to see the other person be like, damn it, I'm not I'm not good enough because so and so got this or did this or whatever. Um, but I do have those moments too. But I think in general, people are all people are all like that. Um, I think stroke survivors, especially us, when you're looking at someone else like that's walking, and you're like, damn it, look how easy they're walking, or how did you do it, or whatever. It's the same. It's the same thing with a really pretty girl, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, dang it, look at that body. I wish I had that body. It's the same, but we are focusing on little tiny things, and we have to just let it go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we just have to, like, okay, I understand what I'm doing, but I need to like let it go. I need to be aware of what's happening in my brain. And I think a lot of it too is that you have to be very positive with your journey. And not only that, but the people that are around you, they have to be very positive. They have to, like my husband, he was just like so over happy or like excited to see any change on my body or the way that I was speaking. Um, that was actually a little annoying, but I know that he was doing it in the most loving way, because even now, we're going to have dinner or whatever, and I'm gonna get into the car, and I've learned that I use my affected hand to pull the door or to sit or close the door or whatever. And just sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, look at that! You're moving your hand off like normal." And it's true. He does push those little things out, and I'm like, it's true. I don't want to say it, but I you're right. Like, I should be excited what these little things are, I'm able to do. And you need to have those type of people, instead of giving you that fear or that negativity of, the stroke is it's too hard, or you can't do it, or you shouldn't, because then you're going to hurt yourself. um, you need to have those people kind of push just a little further out, um, because you have to have that momentum of, okay, I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. That's it. It's just that little push, and sometimes it's from another person that's actually coming from a good heart, and they're pushing you just a little bit, but you can do it on your own. And I think that was kind of the same with my husband.
Okay, cool. You gave us a lot of good gems on there, but there was something I want you to expound on, and then we're going to go into our hot seat questions.
Go
Um,
ahead.
you said you have to be positive with yourself. Can
Mm.
you give me an example of what it is to be not positive to yourself?
Um, I think, well, like how you like kind of, one more time. I think what I was saying is that, like, those moments when I see someone else like doing so good, and I'm like, you kind of feel that, how, why, and how can I get there, and why was I, what's happening that I can't do that. Um, and that was just a hard piece of, like, why can I do it? And I get that from other people, that they're like, why can I do it? That's just not my journey, and that it's not your journey, and so we have to just kind of let it go. I feel like I have to go through this, okay? Sorry. But because the way that I feel, like, spiritual, I feel like we all go through these um uh moments in your life. And so I feel like, before you even come into this world, you make these points in your life. And those are the things that you're supposed to do to learn what life is. So this is my way of understanding the negativity. And then I have to move, like, kind of go back and then look at it, and I'm like, man, I know what I'm doing. It's just not helping, and it's not hurting. I mean, it's hurting my me. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So that was what I wanted to say.
I completely get it. And I'm glad that you broke it down in the way that you broke it down, because I think a lot of people miss that part. And I'm glad that you put a lot of emphasis onto it. Is that they beat themselves up, they try to compare themselves to other people, and they don't give themselves grace. Like, I'm
No.
watching you throughout this whole interview, and your aphasia is kicking in, and there's times that you can't enunciate the words, and then you go back and you still do it,
Yeah.
but you're giving yourself grace and you're giving yourself patience, and you're not
Yes.
beating yourself up about it. That's the
Right.
part that I caught about this interview. I hope that other people that's watching caught this as well. Thank you so much, and I appreciate everything you have done for us today. But before we leave out, we have to put you on the hot seat. But
Sure.
before we put you on the hot seat, I just want to go back to my TikTok people. I didn't forget about you guys. I've been looking at it on my phone. There's a lot of people out there that have been talking to us. Peter, he's been doing a lot of conversation with us. I really appreciate you. OT Dr. Phil, we appreciate you as well. There's Tara out there. Tin Man is out there as well. So there's a lot of people out there that put a lot of information out there. I really appreciate. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all the comments, but I really appreciate you guys tuning in and listen to Zavdy's story. She has a lot of information, and she's gonna have a lot more if you want to contact her on
Yeah.
social media. So I'm going to close out. I'm going to let you guys go. But before we do that, I'm going to let Zavi go with all of her information for the hot seat questions. And then once we do the hot seat questions, she will close out the show. Next week, we will have another great guest. But let's finish off this show first before we get to that one. Zavi, are you ready for your hot seat questions?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I like that. Question number one. So when you're finished with your question, say, AVM superhero, I'm finished with this one. Give me my next question. So
Okay.
first question. Question number one is, put my glasses back on. Ah, did you know you were at risk of a stroke during your pregnancy? I think we answered that before, but I want to get the answer now.
No, had no idea. I didn't even know that there was even a possibility of having a stroke and or during the pregnancy or having a baby. There was absolutely no way. Next question, please.
I love it. Question number two. Question number two is as follows. How did you become strong enough to show yourself after your craniotomy? Because if you guys are following on Zabdi on social media, she has a picture with half of her skull removed, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's so amazing that you actually showing that. How did you get past that? Like, oh, my life is over, everything is gone, but you changed it into a positive thing. How did you do that?
Okay, so I have to say this. I'm very I wanted to show everyone else. Look how fucking strong I am. That's it. That's that's it. Like I'm so proud of myself that I wanted everyone to see it. Next question.
My producer's shaking her head like, wow, she's cussing a storm up here. I'm like, yeah, I love it. I don't care. Keep on doing it. All right. Question number three. I think we asked this before, but I want to get this as a soundbite. How did you or how do you handle being a mother, a stroke survivor, and a wife?
Um, so I've had people tell me like, how did you do it? I have no idea. When you're in a certain like situation, you just go. There's no stopping. If you have a child that has a disability, what do? Like, oh, I can't. No, of course not. You keep on going. If you if you can't, certain do certain things, no one is looking at you like poor you. No, you keep on moving. So to be a mom and be a stroke survivor, I have no idea. All I know is that I'm a mom and I'm excited and I love my kid and I have a very, very good husband and he does help a lot with my emotional state. Um, and yeah, next question.
Okay, here is the fourth and final question. What did the threat of death teach you?
Ooh, okay. I I learned who I really am. It's been 7 years of this whole journey for me, and still I'm still learning who I really am. As a 20-year-old, I I was a 20-year-old. I was partying and I was doing things on my own and blah blah blah. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And then now I realize I'm almost 40. I feel like when you're 40, you kind of get your head a little bit more straight. And I think because of the stroke and because my family around me and how wonderful everyone is with me in my family, I feel like this whole death situation really made me understand how proud I am of myself. There's a lot of that. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very like grateful and I'm very happy because that is something that I became like very aware like uh this whole death experience is never gonna change. It's never gonna make me change. Um, like to have fear. Sorry, to have fear of maybe dying again, or maybe something. I can't really hold on to that fear, because this life is to explore, is to find out who you really are. And what am I why am I going to fear death? It's not helping my soul, it's not helping who I am. And so I will push on so hard, because I made it back. I want it so hard. And that's me now. um Such a strong person with such a strong um what's about like um hold on, like feeling so proud of myself. Like I can't, I'm never gonna bring myself down because people think that I'm too much. No, not at all. I'm stronger, I'm more braver, and I'm more prouder than I've ever been. So life and death, I I'm so happy of where I'm at. Next question.
Well, that was a final question, and you're officially off the hot seat. So I really appreciate you coming on to the show today. But like I promised, I'm gonna turn the show over to you. So can you please close out the show? Tell them whatever you want to tell them. Tell them how they can find you. Whatever you want to do, it's your show. And I thank each and every one of you guys for coming on. People out there in YouTube land, people are in Facebook land, and Twitch, Instagram, and also TikTok. I really appreciate you guys. AVM Superhero out.
Hey guys, so my name is Zavdy, Zavdy, and most of the time you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or on TikTok. On Facebook and on Instagram, it's Zavdy, I mean Z as in stroke, but with an Z instead of an S. Uh, and experience. So stroke experience. And on TikTok, it's just Zavdi. So yeah, I don't know what to say, but if you guys have find me, that's great. I more and more. I would love to talk to everyone. I love to see their stories and everything. So please message me. Um, Find me. Like let's be friends. Let's be stroke survivor friends, please.